Hey, what's up everybody? Tony with Lido Loca. Welcome to the YouTube channel. If you've been tracking along with us for any period of time, you know that one of my aspirations or one of my consistencies is making a daily video to upload to YouTube around cruising. I try to make content that is helpful, informative, educational, and I try to make content that is original. And that's not easy because in cruising there really are no sacred topics. Everything's already been done in some form, and so a lot of times you're rehashing topics that have already been thought about. And so really, to be original, it's whatever spin you can take on those existing topics. So with that in mind, I'm going to bring to you some new content today, some content I don't think I've seen done in this way. 5-week series. I've got 5 ideas, so every Tuesday for the next 5 weeks you're going to get a new episode of Is That Stealing? Now, to break that down a little bit and not make it too supercharged, we're going to talk about things that cruisers do that may be considered stealing. And the reason I think they may be considered stealing is the way people in the public react to these things and the way the cruise line reacts to these things. I think it'll be a fun way to start a dialogue down in the comments. And you guys, if you do know me, you know that one of my philosophies is that people growing come from interacting with each other and finding a way to do that without being jerks. And so this will be an interesting experience to see if we can have these conversations without getting too mad. So that's the challenge. Here's the series. I hope you've stuck with me so far. There won't be this much preamble in the next few episodes, but I wanted to give you some context. This episode is taking pictures on the cruise ship. Is that stealing? Just stumbled upon this video. Welcome. It's an interesting one to jump in on. We talk cruising every day, so I would encourage you, invite you to subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on. When you have the notification bell on, you will be notified of new content, and you don't want to miss next week because we're going to jump even harder into the is this stealing conversation by asking the question, sharing the drink package. Is that stealing? Okay, so obviously in general, taking pictures on a cruise ship is not stealing. What I'm talking about are those circumstances where the cruise ship has provided people to take pictures for you that they want to sell you. So what I'm saying is, if you see a costume character out on the Lido with a photographer with them and you jump in and you take a picture with your selfie when the photographer was supposed to take that picture and then sell it to you, is that stealing? I'm also talking about when you're walking through the photography gallery and you see your picture up there that the cruise line's printed out for you, and you pull out your cell phone and you snap a picture. Is that stealing? I'm also talking about when those backdrops are hanging up on the cruise ship and there might not be a photographer around, and you stand in front of the backdrop and somebody takes your picture or you take a selfie. Is that stealing? And how about this one? On the cruise lines that have digital photographs with watermarks on them, is posting those watermarked photographs on social media, is that stealing? All right, so I will do my best to argue both sides. First, let's argue the side of the cruise line. The cruise line is going to say that anything that they can make money off of and anything that they have invested money in to make money off of, whenever that is taken from them, that is considered stealing. They've invested in the backdrops, they've invested in the costume character, they've invested in the little signs that say welcome to the Bahamas, they've invested in the camera equipment that their employees are using, they've invested in the labor that they're paying their photographers to take these pictures. Therefore, anytime that you do anything to break that cycle where you use the backdrops, where you interact with the characters, where you're taking pictures of pictures they're trying to sell with your cell phone, the cruise line would say that that is stealing. And you can see how they get there. There was something that you were going to have to pay for that now you have for free that you actively took. Stealing. That's pretty cut and dry, I would say, from the cruise line's perspective. But what about our perspective? What about the cruiser's perspective? I know the way that I would justify it. I would say I would not buy those pictures anyways. I'm not spending $25 for a printed picture. I'm not going to spend $25 so I can stand next to a character and take a picture. And those signs are just wood out in front of the ship that says welcome to Nassau. I should be able to use those. I wouldn't pay for you to take my picture there. So since I would not pay to buy those pictures anyways, then when I do take those pictures and haven't given you money, I'm not stealing anyways. You're not losing anything. The fact that the cruise line is not losing anything should be a justification that I am not stealing. I might also say, as a cruiser, I paid a significant amount of money to be on this vacation, and those things like pictures and the opportunity to take pictures anywhere on the cruise ship with anybody on the cruise ship should not be restricted. I would say it's a flawed policy that once you get me trapped on a cruise ship, that now even to capture some of my memories, memories that you're providing with backdrops and costumed characters and things that indicate where I'm at, I would say that that's a bad policy, that you're making me pay just to have those memories when I've already paid to be on the cruise ship anyways. And look, there's always the impassioned argument, these cruise ships make billions of dollars, they have to spend all this money anyways, what difference is it gonna make if I take a picture? They're still making money hand over fist, and look, the little guys gotta get theirs too. It's just the way life is. And I guess the last justification is, look, I don't have enough money to buy all the stuff that you're asking me to buy on the cruise ship. We all have cameras, we've brought cameras on the cruise ship. No, I don't think it's stealing, it's necessity. I can't afford the pictures, so out of necessity, I'm gonna take these pictures, and you shouldn't give me a hard time about it. So I will kick off the debate. I do believe that when you take pictures the way that I've talked about in this video, that you are stealing from the cruise line. Now, I don't know if stealing is such a loaded word in the society that immediately people recoil with the how dare you, why would you say that we're stealing? But I believe that about movies and music back in the day. And look, I took movies and music, I stole that, and I had to come to terms with it. I either had to say I was okay stealing stuff that people could profit off of, or I wasn't okay with it. And it took me a good long while to say, look, I don't think I should take other people's stuff, and so I quit doing that. I'm not saying that's what people should do, I'm just saying that's been my journey. But yeah, so I guess really to kick off the conversation in the comments, 1, do you believe that taking pictures in this way is stealing? 2, if you do believe it's stealing, are you okay with that kind of stealing? And I don't know what number 3 is, but let's have a conversation in the comments. And I don't know how this series will be received. Is this an interesting thing to talk about? Is it too divisive? Leave a thumbs up if you like the video, leave a comment below, and let me tell you, I don't think that anybody's gonna search for this topic. I don't think it's gonna show up. I don't think the YouTube robots are gonna jump right on it. So if you think about it and you find it interesting, please go to the share button on YouTube and share this with your Facebook friends or your cruising friends, just to get them into the conversation and give them some exposure. All right, guys, this is Tony for Lido, Loca. Thanks for stopping by. And until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.